Hey Robert, huge fan. I know this might be weird as a request, but I'm trying to send an email to a colleague of yours, Steve O'Donnell, former head writer of the
Steve O'Donnell
show. And I'm trying to make it as funny as possible.
I've brought in a couple of people who have worked with Steve O'Donnell. So can we cut to my first guest who's going to help you? Did you see him? That's Jim Downey.
Hi, Burak.
Now, I brought one other person who worked on this Late Night with David Letterman show. Can we pan and show him? That's...
Hi, Burak.
This is Dave from Indianapolis.
Hi. Can you tell the three of us here a little bit about yourself? For example, do you have a family, Burak?
I have a brother and mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Are you currently appearing on Broadway?
Humor me. I need some jokes to make me seem funny. Humor me. My wit is lacking to the nth degree.
Hi, everybody. This is Humor Me. I want to thank you for listening, or especially for watching, given my face. If you haven't seen the show before, this is a place where we put our guests to work a little bit, kind of the Byron Allen formula.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, where we help somebody who needs help in making a speech or making a job presentation, something like that. And I call on very funny people to help me help them. So yes, Byron Allen, same idea. I sit back, they do all the work.
Byron Allen, worth several $1 billion. I just like to always mention that.
And very generous in the way that he unleashes comedians.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You should, as a friend of mine said, you should see the ones who are leashed, because get ready and hang on.
Yeah.
That's a totally different show. Well, let me introduce my guest. To my extreme left is Jim Downey, well known for One Battle After Another. You've seen him in The Chair Company and There Will Be Blood. And he also dabbles in writing, I understand.
Yeah.
And this gentleman right here,
I'm Dave.
Dave from Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, Indiana, correct.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Speedway. No?
No, not Speedway, but
Okay,
Indianapolis.
sorry.
No, but that's
Speedway
where
is
the Speedway is.
Someone was, yeah.
a suburb to the west of
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No need to apologize.
And Dave is very
Sure.
funny. He's been on television for many years.
I had a show, yes.
You had a show.
Jim and I worked together.
Yeah, we worked together.
Listen, this is okay. Enough with the hilarity. I'm going to explain that I'm going to break a few rules on this episode. Usually I try not to do what every podcast does, which is a lot of excessive complimenting back and
Yes,
forth.
I admire that. But I will say,
Yeah.
thank you for having me as part of this. I'm here for the supreme reason that I love being on TV. And I wish you and I had worked together.
Oh my God.
I've only known of you since my working days are behind me. And I wish you and I had a relationship. He and I have a relationship.
I know. I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. And thank
please.
you.
Thank you.
Like I said, I'm going to break my no compliments rule.
Oh, well, let's break it. Don't break it. No, don't do it. No,
It's
don't do
going to
it.
be really hard.
But let me ask you about the puppet. From where have you talked about where that came from?
Well, again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to answer this as best I can without complimenting.
Well,
but
in the world of puppets, that seems
it's going to
unlikely.
happen. Well, the fact is that the puppet of which he's speaking, Triumph the Insult Comic,
Yes.
would not exist if it were not for your show. And I'll explain why very quickly, because I don't want to Mark Maron you.
This had better be
I want to
good.
make it about me. But since you asked, when we started the Late Night with Conan O'Brien show, took your place at NBC, I was the head writer, and I was obsessed with not doing what you did. I loved Conan. I thought he was incredibly funny, and I was excited to work for him, but I constantly reminded Conan and the crew, can't do anything that Dave's ever done because we'll be compared. We were already terrified of being compared. We wanted to change the show name. We wanted to call it Night with Conan O'Brien. Anything to avoid comparison. So one of the many things, probably the dumbest thing I did, was I told Conan no remote segments.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
which turned out to be
Oh.
the thing that he
Oh.
does best. Yeah, I told him, no, Dave did it.
Yeah.
And, you know, other people have tried to copy Dave. Pat Sajak, did you see him try? If Sajak couldn't do it, who do you think you
I'm
are?
so sorry I brought up the puppet. Let's just keep going.
Okay. I'm just telling you, this
Yes,
is what,
thank you, Rick.
Triumph.
I'm just saying, I wish you and I had buddied up earlier in our lives.
Okay, but now
Okay,
I'm
let's
sorry.
keep going.
No, I got to finish the story. I just
Oh,
have to finish.
Lord.
No, it's you had on Westminster Dogs in 1994.
Oh, yeah, the winners of the dog
Winners.
show.
And
Yeah.
you were in the Ed Sullivan Theater now, and you were playing with the environment and found comedy. I was like, we can't do any found comedy. So the dogs would run up and down the aisles, and it was hilarious. And I thought, let's do Westminster, but let's get puppets. Let's get puppets to perform and have various talents. This puppet can sing the theme from The Bodyguard. This puppet can light its own farts. Oh, the best was a puppet who was a Jack Nicholson impersonator. So I actually had the puppet put his paw over his forehead like every hacky Jack Nicholson. I'm Jack Nicholson. They all talked with the Russian accent. Anyway, eventually we did Triumph.
Wow.
Like 4 years later. I was
Wow.
like, what
Now, let
about
me
an
just, I have a
insult
curiosity about
Okay.
the talents that puppets do. In
Yes.
the room, was that a difficult sell, or was that, yes,
I was,
here we
I
go?
was
He was
head
the
writer.
producer.
Yeah, I was like,
The
this is what
writer,
we're
so
doing.
That's what we're doing.
But you know what
Yeah.
you do? You kind of skip quickly past, and of course they all had Russian accents.
Of course.
That's the thing that.
That's because
okay,
when I was 10 years old, dogs had Russian accents in my head because I had Russian grandparents. Because my mom was
I
a
did never
first
know that.
generation immigrant, yes. And they would talk to me like a little bit like a little kid, like, hello, how are you? You know. And dogs have innocent faces. And the worst thing I have ever said about this is that dogs' faces remind me of like the face of an immigrant who's just gotten off the boat in Ellis Island. And it's like,
Wow.
look at all of these.
Well, we'll assume that's flattering.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking about Triumph. I want to ask you something. Did you hear that Conan talked about an appearance the first time he was on your show? Maybe it was the second. He was on Jimmy Kimmel recently, and he told this story about we were brainstorming. The show had just started, and he said, what if I go on Dave's show and I'm really animated and I'm in the middle of really entertaining anecdote, and then all of a sudden I just freeze and literally hold his face and not break. And here's the picture that on the Kimmel show.
So this would have been on my show.
This would have been on your show.
This was your idea,
No,
correct?
it was his idea.
It was his idea.
It was his idea. And as he tells it on the Kimmel show, he's like, Robert was insistent that I do it. But I was like, oh my God.
Now, how far into the sit down might this have been? Like a minute, 2 minutes, immediately?
Probably 2 minutes.
2 minutes
I would
in.
say.
And how long would he hold that?
He would never have broken it.
Yeah.
So,
And I
so
wonder
then the awkwardness is all on me.
you. Yes. And he would
That's the
have.
beauty of it.
Well, years later, you did something that blew his mind when Joaquin Phoenix was on.
Oh my!
When Joaquin Phoenix was on, and he was in his alter ego for that documentary he was doing with the beard,
Hip hop.
the bizarre, yes. And Dave was hilarious all the way through the interview, but at the very end, you said, "Well, I'm sorry you couldn't be here today."
I remember that.
And I remember Conan I could never do that.
Oh,
I could never
please.
think of it.
Oh,
No,
please.
just the low key,
But it's-
matter of fact.
This is
approach.
fascinating to me because recently we
Yeah.
learned that an astronaut on the space station had to come home for medical reasons. And the medical reason, heretofore unheard of in the world of medicine, could not talk, just stopped talking. Not neurological,
this.
not muscular. For some reason, the impairment was,
Well,
he's fine now.
He wasn't frozen though.
No, he was fine.
yeah.
He was doing
Because
Conan
Conan's
He wasn't doing that.
to get home, apparently.
Oh man.
Well, that's great. I'm sorry now that didn't happen.
See, I think that's a part of me thought like at some point Dave would have figured out how to handle this.
I'm going to do it
And
now.
a part of Please do it to Conan the next time you're on. Oh no. Oh God. I'm not capable of handling this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cute bit.
Cute bit. I would love for you to do it to Conan the next time.
Well,
you're on his
again,
show.
I love being here with Jim. Well, no, and it's fun. I think you and I have a great commonality heretofore unexplored or experienced, and I'm sorry about that. Oh, by the way, do we have time for
We're
another
going to
story?
hang out later.
Time for anything.
Right?
I'm not hanging. But I think from my experience with Jim, there are two things that to me kind of are his signature. One was the bank that makes change, whatever you call that thing.
Change Bank.
Change Bank.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
All time.
The silliness, the stupidity, the
Yes.
dedication, the devotion to that idea.
Okay.
But the simplicity of it is just genius all day, every day.
Yes.
And then the other thing, which I can't remember.
Maybe there was only the one.
No, there was one. It just has gone away now. It'll come back. Don't worry about it.
Jim, there was something in Jim's documentary that bothered me a little bit, which was at some point someone said something like, I wouldn't hire Jim to manage my lawn or something. Like trying to make a compliment that Jim's a brilliant writer, which he is. But I thought he was an amazing head writer and beautiful manager of people's personalities. I was like 25 when I got there, and what he was amazing at doing as a head writer was handling bad ideas and making you feel like you're not a complete loser. Like he would make you feel like you could do better, as opposed to like, forgive me, but the Al Franken approach.
What is the Al Franken approach?
Yeah.
Unambiguous.
Well,
Al
it
took
is.
delight in being funny regardless of the collateral damage. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
True, yeah.
You got to know.
Yeah. Whereas Jim, took the role seriously. He had incredibly high standards. He would call things, that's kind of a first thought idea.
Yeah, that would probably be the harshest I would get. The other was the. Do you remember when John Candy was on it and there was a wasp nest in the set? And I remembered the thing with you was you would very often. I would try to talk you into doing things that you would laugh. You would laugh and go like, "I'm not going to do that." and then
While throwing a pencil on the ceiling.
But yes,
Avoiding eye contact.
but this one was because Candy was great at like just playing the Dave. Wait a minute. Can we kill the sound? Yeah, I'm sure that's a wasp. And then he did the thing where like, Dave, I'm not going to move. Look on the back of my neck. And he's there, and you're like, oh my God, yes. But you kind of warmed up to the bit.
Oh.
And then finally you were saying, John, we have people who can take care of this. You don't need to. He goes, no, Dave, I want to do this. And he went and got like a fogger, and we had a step ladder. And then I have this memory of he kept coming back after the other guests, and he would come back in with like a beekeeper's helmet with the netting and everything.
Yeah.
I have some low burning regret that I didn't say yes to more of this sort of thing, because now when I envision myself participating in this just complete nonsense, it's delightful.
But you were
nice.
so young and probably vulnerable, because Conan, I had the same thing where sometimes I would try to convince Conan of something and be shocked that he didn't want to do it. And I would have to be reminded that he's the one out there.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
But that trepidation, I think, sometimes is enhanced artificially.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember after I'd left the show and I was watching you do the Velcro suit, that was a moment where like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was
You were like, oh, now Dave's really into this.
well,
taking
now I mean,
chances.
like
Yeah.
I would not have done that.
Wasn't that a tribute to Steve Allen on some level?
Steve Allen would do things like that, getting out of his car. But that particular thing was always a failure. And the harness people, who are the harness people that always, it's a very well-known family that does harnesses for Broadway until the Malinzi brothers or
something like that.
Let's go
But
with
anyway,
that.
they're very
Let's go
well
with the
known.
Lindsay brothers.
And the idea was I'm in the suit with the harness, and when I leap, they harness me up. The idea was horizontal, not vertical.
Right.
But because of the meager momentum that I had generated approaching the wall, I would always slam. And then once I'm on the thing, they can't pull me up. And this would irritate them to the point of they just hated the bit. And then we're going to do it at Radio City Music Hall on some anniversary thing. And then, now it's going to be like, oh, my God, he's going 50 feet. And the same goddamn thing happens, and I get maybe 18 inches off the ground, and I'm just stuck to the wall.
Oh, no.
So the whole thing never came to fruition. That was
But it
anyway
was
satisfying.
It's so memorable.
It was the way you just, it just,
But it was supposed to be
instant
up
and solid,
and
the
then bang.
bond.
No, it didn't happen. Didn't happen.
But the first time I actually met you was your last show on NBC. Conan was on the 9th floor where we had our offices. And I said, Conan, we should go down. And I said, you should go down and pay your respects. It's Dave's last show. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, that's a good idea. I said, I'll go with you. And it wasn't, I really did think he should pay his respects. And so we're watching from outside 6A. And it's an incredible show. You wrap it up with a beautiful speech, gracious speech toward NBC, walks through the doors, sees Conan, and immediately invite us into your dressing room. So
This doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, you were always very generous to Conan, and you saw Conan, and you said, come on in. And then he introduced me, and I immediately made you cringe by being incredibly nerdy about the first time I became a huge fan of yours, and then I was like, you were hosting The Tonight Show in June of 1980 or 79, and Mackenzie Phillips was your guest, and she was completely baffled by what you were saying. And you and Ed McMahon were just laughing on either side of her. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And what I wanted to ask you was, because you were a great stand-up already, but you weren't like super famous as a stand-up. And so I was wondering, was it Johnny who was like, I think he should get a shot at hosting?
It's Peter LaSalle,
It was Peter
who
LaSalle.
was a longtime producer with Freddie DeCordova and Johnny. They had worked together, the three of them, for a long time. And I think Peter actually worked in radio, but I don't know if that included Johnny, but he had been in broadcasting forever,
Right.
and had worked with Johnny forever. And it was Peter who was kind to me, and it was through that relationship that I got to be on the Tonight Show. But boy, I mean, you talk about Mackenzie Phillips, you talk about Ed McMahon. I almost don't remember that.
Yeah.
You know,
For those in the audience who didn't serve in Vietnam, Mackenzie Phillips was a sitcom star in the 70s, and the daughter of, for those who served in Korea, the mom and the pop is John Phillips.
But it's truly amazing because, well, I'm only speaking for myself, and other people have their own version of life. But it's every day when you get out of bed, in your head, it's all about you getting out of bed,
Right.
and you going through your day, and then you going to bed. And then after you stop doing that, you realize, oh my God, there's a whole giant world around that cares nothing for my schedule. And it's just a wisp of a memory.
I guess so.
No, it's true. Right, Jim?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to take your word
And
for
it'll happen to you in triumph one day, sadly.
I still have my kids at my home, and I think the second they leave, which is September, that's going to start.
They're going off to school, is that what they're
Yeah,
doing?
to college.
And you've not been through that. Is that tough for you?
Well,
This is a typical old man conversation.
yeah, well, I became a
no one.
grandfather.
Oh,
this
my
year.
God.
In fact, my granddaughter was born. We did the Radio City concert. I'm thinking.
Yes, I remember that.
February
I was
14th,
not there, no.
And then the 50th anniversary show, which I know I saw you at,
Yes.
on Sunday, and my granddaughter was born on the Saturday between the two
Whoa,
shows.
how about that?
Yeah, so she is like.
But you had an eye patch, right?
I had an eye patch. I had fallen on
a stage.
the dangerously overloaded with wiring stage at Radio City. And
well, that's a good tumble,
I was
isn't it?
rehearsing a thing with Bill Murray. So I decided the doctor said, like, okay, this is going to look pretty bad before it starts to look better. And so it overnight, it turned like black, purple. And so I just went out and got an eye patch. And then anyone who came up to me and you know, come on, what the fuck's
Looking
the
bad
sergeant
before it
rock
looks
thing?"
better
And
is also the theme of today's show. But seriously,
Anyway, I would just lift up the eye patch.
do you remember what our
And shit.
conversation was that night? I had gone to that gathering for
Mm-hmm.
the specific purpose of seeing Lorne Michaels, just to
Mm-hmm.
thank him and get the hell out of there. I looked for him for 90 minutes and could
And never
not find
found
him.
him?
No, never found him. And
he,
I was
he pays
now
people to surround him.
absolutely, I guess. And I'm now jumpy to get home. And I see you and your girlfriend, and you got the eye patch. And I went up and I said, "Look, Jim, I'd love to stay here and talk to you. I just don't have time for your stories tonight. I gotta get."
Well,
I want to ask you about one other, because you talk about how you wish you could have committed more to crazy bits like the Wasp.
no, Dave committed.
Oh, no,
that
I
one.
know. I
Yes,
know. I'm just
but
saying
I wish
he wishes he had done more.
I think that was about 90% of stuff that was submitted. I should have had a higher strike rate in that category.
But I want to point out something that you committed to years later that people should know about more. They would have fake Broadway musicals, and he would introduce them. This was around the late 90s, I think.
This was at
Okay, yeah,
CBS. I
Yeah, at
remember that.
CBS and the Late Show. And he would introduce the cast of a new Broadway musical,
Yeah.
and it would be completely fake,
Mhm.
but so believable. Like Paul would write the music.
Yeah, I didn't
think,
see
and
all
the
of it,
writers
but yeah, I
would
know what you're talking
put
about.
it together. And
Because from time to time we would have an actual segment from a Broadway musical
Yeah.
on the show. Yeah,
yeah, and
these were
but
phony.
Never, ever acknowledged that it was fake.
Yeah.
And there was no giveaway joke. Everything was just a little bit cornier than it should have
You
been.
might question it, but probably you didn't, because I don't think anybody knew the difference or cared about the difference.
And then the other thing that I heard that was hilarious. This is I think Rodney Rothman told this story. That Jay Leno's talent booker called the theater producer or something.
Yes, one of the phony musicals.
Yes.
Wanted to know, wait a minute, what happened? How did this slip through?
Yeah, how did you not tell us about this? Why did Dave get it first?
Poor Jay.
I like
All
it.
right.
It's
I
not
guess-
too late, is it?
No,
It's not too late.
But by the way, my memory of that is people hated that.
Not nerdy comedy writer.
All right, there you
Yeah,
go.
there
I'll take
was-
that.
That's the point. That's what you're saying, that the stuff that you like the Wasp.
You had
That's how you
had extremely high standards, and you
Yeah, of
always
course.
thought the audience, you could have done better or whatever.
Well,
and
it was the only way of knowing
sometimes-
if the audience was completely silent, like they are now watching this.
Sometimes there's people just going, "Oh my God, this is great," and it sounds
the internet
like they're not
provides
liking
that.
it. Yeah,
I having this conversation, I almost wish I could have another shot at this when I was in my early 30s. It seems like,
Oh my God.
now I think but then again, you realize TV is sort of withering in this regard.
Oh yeah, it's tragic. I'm so grateful to have had your show to.
No,
Be
that's very kind of
inspired
you.
by
But then
and-
you got to work with the genius of Conan, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
No, it's the greatest job I ever had. Even though I got burned out, like Jim, we both left after a year. So I wonder why that
Well,
is.
he didn't get burned
Well,
out. He got
he
to
got
go
the
back
new show.
to it. Yeah.
Well, I left for
Or
another
did you get
job.
burned out? You didn't get burned
Well,
out. You weren't long
I
enough to
did-
get.
I did,
believe me, I
um,
know
Being a head
burned out.
One of
writer,
the
being a head
things-
writer is a burnout kind
Yeah.
of job. It can.
Well, also, that I sort of felt that, the show eats through a lot of ideas because it's very idea heavy, and were you doing 5 shows a week, or do we do 4 or 5? I've tried to remember.
We only did 4 because they had Friday night videos
That's
on-
right.
in our
That's
time
right.
slot on Friday night for
Yeah,
video.
we had
But,
to do 5 when
it's
we
weird
started.
that I'm never 100% sure that we did 4 or 5, but anyway, it
Wouldn't
ate up a
affect
lot
the
of
quality.
ideas, and we sort of, I got to a point where, like, boy, I can't think. It's harder for me to think up new ideas.
Well, it's
and
also
stuff,
like
but-
when you're a head writer, you're managing everybody else.
Yeah.
And if you don't have time to think of your
Also,
own.
if things go well, you're more inclined to say yes to stuff in a pitch after that show. If things don't go well, you're less inclined to say yes.
Yeah.
This reminds me of one fantastic story. There was a man who wanted to write on the show, and you had known him because he from Chicago, and he went on to work on The Simpsons.
John Swartzwelder.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and one day after having pitched him to me, you came with a postcard and you said, "Here, listen to this. I think this guy should be on the show." Tell him what the joke was.
Well, the joke was, it's one of my favorite jokes ever. It was, let's say Robert Smigel. That wasn't the name, but Robert Smigel's much publicized effort to break every record in the Guinness Book of Records got off to a rocky start this week when his recording of White Christmas sold only 5 copies. And first of all, the confident length of the thing is just, that's my kind of writing. Yeah. And he just sent that as a postcard, like a joke.
Wow.
And I remembered, and this is the part we've talked about, where for some reason, now I've since heard from John indirectly that he goes, well, I did think I included an address, but definitely with the postcard, there was no address. And so this is 1983, and I was going to the New York Public Library reference room where they have telephone directories from all across the country. I'm starting with like Akron, Ohio, and working my way through to Zanesville and looking for Swartzwelders. Luckily, and I found like a cluster of them in suburban, like Seattle, which is, it turns out he's from like Renton, Washington, or someplace near Seattle. And I got his mother. And she said, "Oh, that's my son. He's working for an advertising agency in Chicago."
How long did this take you to run him down?
It probably a couple of weekends or something.
Wow.
But I was dedicated, and we got him out, and it was just a very awkward impression.
He frightened me, and I'm guessing it was because the show had not gone well. So now I'm interviewing this guy or chatting with this guy. It wasn't really an interview, and there's something about him I found menacing, which is probably not right.
No, he's a wonderful guy, but he's like 6'7" or something.
And he was smoking through the whole thing.
I shared a room with him at SNL, and
is that right?
Yes, he was my first.
But you're not really supposed to smoke in any job interview. No. But Dave particularly had certain boundaries. And you look over at me and you've got the baseball glove and you're throwing the ball and you look over at me and just go.
But see, on the other side of this, what would it have been? Because the man went on to be legendary as a comedy writer.
Maybe he's great.
Maybe the greatest Simpsons
maybe
writer
they say
ever.
the greatest Simpsons writers.
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, you're welcome, America.
He did look like a drifter.
I would go to his house and he would play old baseball games that he had videotaped.
Oh my!
He was a huge baseball fan.
He was also a great baseball player. He was a highly touted pitcher.
Do you know where he had gone to school?
Some high school near Seattle. That's all I can tell you.
Wow.
But
how about that?
Interesting character.
How about it?
Shouldn't we?
We'll get
the start. Should we start the podcast?
Yeah, give me the start.
Mind your own business, Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Get your own podcast.
I just want to ask him one more question about
It's going really well.
The bit with.
I just didn't know when we were going to start this thing.
Okay, why don't you get an Uber?
It's two-parter.
It'll happen, Frank. Yeah, why not? We'll put it on our Patreon. Can you believe people do that?
I see it. I have no idea what it is.
They have podcasts, and then they have something called a Patreon account. And it's like, for $5 a month, you'll get to see bonus material.
Like
the stuff that wasn't as good for my podcast.
Yeah.
So speaking of bonus material, I just wanted to ask you, so you also did a fake boy band. It was called... I forget. Fresh Step.
Oh, yes, it was the name of a kitty litter. I think that's where
it turned
people...
out to be the name of a kitty litter
I think that's where people started saying, nah, maybe not.
No, but they had them flash a website at the very end of the second appearance because they wanted to see how many people were in on the joke. And then people wrote in to this website, and some of them totally bought it. And the funniest one that I saw, I looked this up, and it was like, when I saw you guys on Letterman, I thought it was a joke. And when I was laughing because I thought it was funny, and then I realized it was not a joke. How dare you? I just feel sorry for you people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, weren't some of were any of the people that you had playing as, cast members of the fake musical later famous in their own right?
Actually, somebody in the boy band, Matthew Morrison, he became a big, both a Broadway star and he was the star of Glee.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that? Well, see, you never read about the nice things Frank Sinatra does, do you? You just don't.
Do you remember we had in 1982?
We got to get the Peabody Awards on this.
We had Alec Baldwin play.
Oh, yes.
He
the first time he was on the show.
In the 80s?
Yeah, in 83, probably, or 82.
He was on a soap opera.
He was on The Doctors, and he knew he'd gone to school with Sandy Gillis.
Yeah.
And I was saying we need someone like a handsome kind of leading man type who's going. I can't remember what the bit was, but it was something that he shows. It was totally committed, kind of. Dave, bitterness is eating you up. Something like that. And it was the guy, and he was great.
He was in the back of the audience. He stood up and interrupted the
Something
proceeding.
like that, yeah. And Sandy said, I went to school with a guy who'd be perfect at that. He's really handsome. He just got signed to a soap opera. And then and I remembered how funny he was. And years later, when I was producing and they were looking for a host,
SNL,
they said, this guy, Alec Baldwin. And I go, wait a minute, I've worked with him.
Wow.
And then like 8 years earlier, and he became one of the,
one of the all-time best hosts.
How about that?
Yeah.
Wow. Very
We're
good.
gonna call the show "How About That."
Yeah.
Robert would have been better.
Robert Smigel's "How About That." Hold on. Before I can't believe I forgot this. As we're taping this, Dave just had his birthday, and I want to get and before we go on, this is a couple of things. Humor Me ham.
Thank you very much.
And also,
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
What is that, a 5-pounder?
That's a humdinger, that one.
Humdinger puts out nice pork products.
Yeah.
And this is
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much.
this is also for your birthday. This is stationery from Lester Holt's
From the desk of Lester Holt.
official NBC stationery.
This is fantastic. I mean, both of these, you may be silly about this, but I'll eat this. Not on the way home, but I will eat this.
Yeah.
This is a keepsake, my friend. Thank you very much.
And you can use that to open a corporate account in his name.
Yes.
And borrow against it.
God bless you. Thank you very much. A ham and stationery.
Yeah, it's the least we could do.
It's like Christmas morning.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to start the actual purpose of the show, whatever that is. I can't even remember. But we have someone from Turkey.
What town in Turkey?
Istanbul.
Okay. There you go.
Real deal.
Yeah.
Okay. People leave messages on the website.
On your website.
Yeah. It's called speakpipe.com/humor me. Here we go. Let's see what he said.
Hey, Robert. Huge fan. I know this might be weird as a request, but I'm trying to send an email to a colleague of yours, Steve O'Donnell, former head writer of the
Steve O'Donnell
show. And I'm trying to make it as funny as possible, because I stupidly believe that if I make it as funny as possible, or even funnier than I can be, that he might actually return to my email. So I think you could help me, because you know the sensibility of the comic writer as good as anyone, I think. Or you may be the most qualified person to actually damn voice crack.
See about that.
You may be the most qualified person alive to send this email.
You could have cut this
So
down
I'm
a little
humbly
bit.
requesting your help.
There we go.
Oh, so that you want to cut down. All this other stuff has been fine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I understand, and I believe and I support the premise, but I think what we're witnessing here is the nascent stages of a crime.
Crime?
Yeah, he wants to get to know Steve O'Donnell.
Yes. Well, he wants Steve O'Donnell. You're right. He wants to give Steve O'Donnell the false impression
Sure.
that he is worthy of Steve O'Donnell's attention. So
Do you
maybe we
understand this,
undermine.
Well, one thing I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, first, can I say one thing? How about that?
How about that? See, it's a catchphrase. That's why how about that is way
We are
better.
committing a crime. How about that?
I need just a small sound effect. Yes, Jim.
I
Yes,
would
Jim.
say my first. We know Steve O'Donnell. Steve O'Donnell's going to answer his email regardless.
He's a very
He's
very
gonna
nice
answer-
nice
he answers-
guy.
Nice guy. He answers every email.
Yeah, and
Right.
lonely.
So-
no, he's not lonely.
It could be. It doesn't need to be that great.
And I
for
think
him to-
Steve's family
Steve
Steve's
will
family
answer it.
is from Turkey, right? Am I right about that?
He's always loved turkey. I know
How
that.
does he feel about ham?
Ham.
This is deteriorating so quickly.
His family is from Ham, actually, not from Turkey. Yeah,
but he,
now it's all come full circle.
Well,
Every,
first of
every
all,
bad joke possible.
but do we trust the man? Honestly, it's just a guy who answers a website thing. Is that what he did? He thinks he won a contest, or what is this?
I think we kind of have to trust him, don't we?
I think,
mean,
Yeah, on the
this
internet.
show-
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, you,
he wouldn't
you
be
trusted
allowed
me
to
that this would
impersonate
be a
him.
decent, entertaining time for you.
I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, good. Oh, good. See, so maybe that's the
Okay.
lesson.
So anyway, what is our responsibility here, Jim?
We're trying. I think, as I understand it, the
Yes.
premise of how about that? It's to help this guy connect with Steve O'Donnell. Is
Dave,
that
ultimately, I know it's a crime on some level, but ultimately, Steve will find out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's an immigration thing?
I
in that
just
case,
keep
I'm all
thinking
for it.
that the three of us will be in a small room downtown answering questions
And we'll say it was
about
a
a corpse in
podcast.
the trunk of a rental car at LaGuardia.
They're gonna try to turn us against each other. I know that. So can we please
101.
agree here and now?
Right now, yes.
Whatever we do, we
Yeah.
stick to the
Exactly.
same goddamn story, please.
He's right. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I know how these people operate.
So, what is the story?
It was a podcast. We do not know this guy.
No.
He wanted very badly to connect with Steve O'Donnell, and we
Can I say
offered advice.
The people at iHeart vetted him, told us that they vetted him
Yeah.
thoroughly.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what they want you to believe.
No, I'm making this up.
Oh,
This is our story.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This is part of our
did.
story.
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah.
to absolve
Put it-
us
put
of
it on them.
responsibility.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my understanding. Was that we were
Thoroughly
indemnified.
Mm-hmm.
That there was
And indemnified. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think we're ready to talk to him.
Okay. So
that-
who are we talking to? We're
with
talking to
those
the
ground
guy?
rules.
We're talking to the guy, Burak
Okay.
is his name.
is it Burak?
Burak.
Burak.
Burak. Well, we'll
okay.
ask him how to pronounce
All
it.
right.
Okay, we're going to give it a shot. We're going to throw our trust in Burak.
Is he on live with us?
He's about to be joining us.
Oh, okay.
Brother.
I should have paid more attention to that.
Me too.
To the premise?
No, to the email you
I
sent.
was hoping to beat traffic.
How about that? Okay, let's go for this.
Jim's not feeling well.
None of us are. None of us are. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Burak, can you see me? It's Robert.
Yeah, I can.
Well, Burak, I thank you for your inquiry. I'm just going to get a few things out of the way. You want help writing a fan letter to Steve O'Donnell, and you've been thoroughly vetted by iHeart.
Yeah.
Okay. Got one more person to say it. And now I've brought in a couple of people who have worked with Steve O'Donnell, because yes, my comic sensibility, blah, 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 but I don't really know Steve O'Donnell very well. So I've brought in a couple of people to help me help you. So can we cut to my first guest
Oh
who's
my
going to
God.
help you? Did you see him? That's Jim Downey.
Hi, Burak.
Jim Downey, who's known
Yeah,
for,
I know.
Yeah, you know who he
Hello,
is.
Jim.
Principal
Hi,
in,
how are you?
excuse
Billy
me.
Madison.
But more importantly, for this purpose, he wrote with Steve O'Donnell for a few years, worked closely with Steve O'Donnell on the show Late Night with David Letterman.
Yeah.
You seem excited to meet Jim.
Little bit?
It's a podcast,
Yeah, exactly.
so feel free to say audible
I don't know what
things.
to say. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're okay. So you know Jim. Jim's here to help you. Now I brought one other person who worked on this Late Night with David Letterman show. Can we pan and show him? That's
Hi, Burak.
this is Dave from Indianapolis.
Hi. Hello.
Say Burak, honestly, you're going to have to
So
speak at
you
some
brought
point.
a random old guy?
I am the random old guy.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, right out of the box. Well, write your own letter.
Yeah, for real. It's just we're not going to insult Steve O'Donnell. If that's what you're looking for is snappy insult comedy, it's not happening.
No.
Get the dog.
Yeah. The dog's in a Dwayne Reed bag next to my bed. Burak, okay, are you over you seem shocked. Burak, let me remind you, this is a
That'll take a couple of
podcast.
weeks, but I'm good to go.
Okay, good. Okay.
May I ask a question? Burak, what is the objective for the email or letter to Steve O'Donnell?
Did you hear that?
Well, for me, I just wanted to ask him a question about comedy, but maybe the grander scheme.
Right.
Well, from my point of view, you couldn't have done a better impression. Just tremendous. I'm ready to sign.
all you need to do is Zoom Steve, apparently.
What
and
has
say
been your
nothing.
experience in comedy?
I guess we
I
have a
have
Saturday
no
morning.
experience in comedy except for writing a couple of jokes for myself.
Well, that's pretty much all it takes. You're on a rocket ship to the moon, my friend. You are Artemis 3.
Is that your goal, to be in comedy? I guess we have a
I don't think
satellite.
that I could say that my goal is to be in comedy because it kind of seems surreal to me as a goal. Because I don't see a path that leads to it, but I guess that will be a dream.
I
Yeah.
think that's smart. Burak, can you tell the three of us here a little bit about yourself? For example, what did you do today, Monday, in Turkey?
Today I was teaching my students who are not debaters things about structuring arguments.
Oh,
Right.
so-
He is a debate expert.
No. I majored in industrial engineering, but I ended up debating in the national circuit. So that just turned out to be my profession.
do you have a family, Burak?
I have a brother.
Okay.
Are you currently appearing on Broadway? I'm sorry, we're going to turn over all the cards, Burak, because
It does feel like, what's my line? Arlene, your turn. For people who served in World War II.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Burak, I think it might help to give you a little insight into Steve O'Donnell and maybe what he would appreciate in a letter. And Jim, you've known him the longest.
Okay, that would be great.
I would say Steve is a good person, but like the rest of us, he likes a little bit of flattery.
What about in particular? Yeah. What would he like to hear?
I would open with maybe a compliment on his smile.
You take a lot of pride in his smile.
He does. Like if I were saying, you could even make it up. You can claim you saw him on some talk show, and you were struck by his gleaming teeth, or his his just the whole presentation that he has gives off an aura of someone that anyone would be honored to have as a friend. I mean, that at least, I think that would disarm him. And now that you mentioned the debate, you're like, must be a top debater if people come to you because there can't be that many people who teach debate. Are there?
In Istanbul?
Yeah, I was the national champion a couple of years back.
There you go,
national
national champion, right.
Yeah.
I would get that into the first sentence. As a national debate champion in my country of Turkey, I think I'm a good judge of these things, and your smile just lights up a room, something like that.
I don't think I'd have any trouble debating the quality of your smile.
There you go. That's like
pretty
that.
good. Yeah,
But also you could.
That would be an easy thing to take the pro on.
Yeah.
Now this is kind of this is swinging for the fences here, but if you could challenge him to a debate.
Oh.
And say,
whoa.
I would love that.
You pick the venue. I'll go anywhere, anytime, any place. I will, mano a mano.
Wow.
You and me, toe to toe. You can pick the venue if I get to pick the topic.
The topic let me interrupt here. Yes or no, Steve O'Donnell is the funniest man in America.
Ooh.
There you go. See, he's going to resolve. Steve O'Donnell is
That's
the funniest man in America, and you take the pro side.
Yeah.
And then what's he going to do? He's gonna win that debate.
What is he gonna
I don't think so. I think you take the pro side, leave him arguing against his own talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Right?
a lot of comedy writers like to do that in public. They like to be very self-effacing.
I think also
This guy's national champion. I'm putting my money on Burak.
flatter his
Steve wins.
erudition. He's very
Erudition, oh,
yeah. Flatter him because he is erudite.
He's
beyond the definition of the word. And like you, he has a well, I wouldn't say I would say he's pasty.
Can I something that Dave you might remember?
This is good.
Something that you do not want to
Go ahead. No, go ahead. It
Okay,
probably
Steve
has. He's
O'Donnell,
seen it.
his entire life, and I know this from the very first time I met him has, do you have Rice Krispies in Turkey?
Oh.
Because it's a
Deep dive.
It's a breakfast cereal. It's a breakfast cereal in the United States. And
he said he does. He does.
Oh, you do? Okay, there are 3 characters, Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Buddy.
Are they on the cover of your? You're familiar with Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Well, Steve
No,
is in.
we just have.
You have a generic. Well,
What, they just have the cereal
maybe-
on the front? Okay, wow.
You
don't
poor
have.
bastard.
Yeah, now I don't want to visit.
well, there is. Just to finish the thought, in case you should encounter the box.
He's going to want to Google it now.
Yeah. Okay. You'll look it up. Okay.
Snap,
if you
Crackle, Pop.
Google Kellogg's Rice Krispies,
Yeah.
you will see these 3 cartoon characters: Snap, Crackle, and Pop. And Steve O'Donnell, his entire life from childhood, has been tormented for people accusing him of looking like Crackle.
Really?
I think it's yeah.
Oh, I kind of remember
and,
that. Yeah.
And
This is true.
I remembered there was a woman who was on the show, and I was standing there with Andy Breckman and Steve O'Donnell, and it was an African American woman, and she was standing there going, "You know who you favor? You know who you favor?
Who you favor?"
And I know that Steve knew that she was thinking of Crackle, and she finally came up. Rice Krispies. and he laughed because what else could he do? But he was hurt because it
disappeared for days.
It had been a while. We knew enough not to bring it up. So I guess what I'm saying is, if it had at any point crossed your mind that it hadn't,
but now it will.
Probably hadn't. It's not a compliment.
Whatever
to
you
tell
do,
him that he looks like Crackle.
Wait a minute. But what if he brings up the fact that he doesn't look like Crackle? Would that be better off not
if
bringing
he
up
brings
Crackle
it
at
up,
all?
if he says, "I don't think I look like Crackle," you would go, I "Who would say that? That's nuts."
It could be suspicious, I suppose.
Are you? That's a joke, right? You don't look anything like Crackle.
I guess that would.
Or Snap or Pop, for that matter.
That's true. So maybe he would take it as a dig.
But you know
Steve.
what? Maybe just stay away from the whole. I would even stay away from Kellogg's breakfast
Or
cereals.
rice. Any rice product.
Any rice.
I had a curiosity about Cocoa Puffs. Do you have those?
Yeah, we do have those, but unlike you guys, we don't put weird characters on
Well,
I think
cereal
that's
box.
smart. Good job from Erdogan.
Yeah,
That's-
no.
How are you going to addict young children to eating sugary breakfast cereals?
Say,
then?
there's no way.
Barack, say a few words about
the addiction
Erdogan.
of children. Encouraging the addiction of children seems to be a uniquely American thing.
Ouch! Thank you.
I thought we had exported that, like wrestling and
I want to hear something about
Selena Gomez.
I want to hear something about Erdogan.
Go ahead.
Oh, Erdogan. So you
floor
guys
is
want
yours.
to get me arrested, I guess. Okay. I'll go
Yes,
to jail
that's
for
the
this.
whole purpose of the afternoon. We would like to see you zip-tied and taken away.
You've been playing the long con, I guess, there.
A long time, yeah.
Dave, flash your badge.
So this is the long con. Yes, it is exactly. Boy, is it
Dave's
ever.
entire career has
I
led to
drove
this
in from
moment.
Westchester.
Dave will get one of those secret CIA medals for it at a secret ceremony.
Long service, posing as a talk show host.
Wow.
But Burak did make a good point. We have done a lot of damage in the world with our
Sure.
exporting our sugary
And that's the
cereals.
fun of being an American. Yeah.
Mainly cereal, I think. If I were to incriminate the United States, the first thing that came to mind would be cereal.
Sure. Top everyone's list.
But again, we've agreed that's not a topic you want to
bring
get
that up.
into in an email.
How did you come around to wanting to speak with Steve O'Donnell in particular? Did you like his particular any bits that he's well known for? Or
I was hoping to find the email address of any comedy writer, and Steve was the only one who made the mistake of making it public, so creeps like me could write it.
okay, that's not going to be in the email. That's not going to be in the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but surely you have respect for him as a comedy writer. It's not solely because he was
Yeah,
accessible.
of course. I first saw him on the
He's a great writer.
podcast of Norm Macdonald live episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
And yes, he's worked with Norm closely. Jimmy Kimmel very closely, and obviously was head writer for how many years for you on the NBC show?
Not long enough, I can say that.
Are you familiar with any of his particular contributions to Late Night?
Let's give him Kimmel's number.
Yeah. The individually wrapped cereal.
What was the first thing you said?
The individually wrapped cereal as an idea was the weirdest thing.
there you
Was
go.
one of the weirdest things that I've
was that
ever
you?
heard.
Individually wrapped cornflakes.
That was
Who was
Steve.
It was individually wrapped cornflakes. It was a new product.
Right.
But is that going to evoke Rice Krispies? Are we going to have that problem if he brings that up in the letter?
That's the least of your
It
problems.
depends
here.
on how it's done. If it's
Depends on how
done
it's
carefully,
done.
I think you can head off any implication that he looks like. I mean, don't get into like
looks like
Tony
Crackle.
the Tiger or any of that stuff.
Oh my God!
Because that'll just get
That
the
litigious
mascot.
son of a bitch.
Okay, so individually wrapped cornflakes. That's a great one. What else did you? The top 10, was that it?
I mean, the top 10 numbers from 1 to 10 is a classic. I think.
yeah.
He wrote some of the very
top
funniest
10 numbers?
Oh,
top
that's
10
great.
lists.
Yeah.
he's
No,
talking
but
about.
he's specifically talking about 1 through 10.
Yeah,
like
the
an
top 10
early-
numbers. That was cool.
Oddly enough, though, this is not to denigrate Steve O'Donnell, but some version of the top 10 originated on the new show.
Yeah, I did a top 5 thing which was similar, and that was
Oh,
part
we
of
got
part
it
of-
from you? Is that what happened?
Yeah, partly, yeah.
Oh, so that
But
explains your
that's-
bitterness all these years.
No, I've not been bitter.
Petty
But-
bitterness.
But the point is, Steve to my mind, wrote the funniest
Top 10
top
jokes.
10 jokes that
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
ever
Yes.
heard. I mean, I just knew it was his voice when I would
Yeah.
hear
Do you have
some of
any
those.
examples of a favorite?
Well,
Steve O'Donnell character?
I hope to God I'm right about this. It was and it was like top 10 excuses for the Bills losing their third Super Bowl in a row. And one of them was a ill-chosen halftime rallying cry of "Let's win this for the late Roy Cohn."
I can remember that one time I was very frustrated with the top 10s that were coming in, so I passed out the books that Steve O'Donnell had contributed to.
Oh, right.
And the writers were so angry with me that they quit.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
they eventually
Jesus.
came back, but bad gesture on my part.
They just
No,
felt
you-
like you were just trying to show them what the best versions
That's what
of
I
these
was
are.
trying to do. Lord knows
There's
I'm
nothing wrong
always
with
trying
that.
to do my best.
Wow. Because I dealt with this on Conan, too. Like, we thought we were pretty hip, and yet there are always a couple of writers
Oh, yeah.
who think you're being hacky.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had a writer, a very well-known person, who quit and left outside my door a stack of material of his that had not been selected.
Oh, no.
And
Oh,
with the
wow.
note, "You could have had this material." And
Oh
then
my
adios.
God! Will
Yeah.
you tell us later?
I will tell you later. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Did his name rhyme with
No,
George
it's
Dryer?
not. It's not
Oh,
anyone
George.
we.
Oh, George.
It wasn't George,
We had to
okay.
send him a jug of liquor to get him to come back one time.
Well,
I can't believe that, because George was that way when I went to Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yes. He couldn't be hip enough for George.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and his catchphase, which I thought originated at SNL, because all he would talk about was how cool your show was, which we all thought so. And he would just say, when he would see a bad sketch at Dress, show dying. Farewell, little show.
Oh, my
He had a whole
God.
routine. You used to be so good.
Oh,
Back in the
Lord.
70s.
Oh,
Back when the writers cared. Well, just
God.
go on and on.
George had extremely high standards,
But he really felt
And
that way at
was
Letterman,
often-
too. At
Yeah,
I remember-
I took it personally, but I'm glad to hear it. He took that with him to other productions.
Yeah, and then when I was at Conan, I had writers like that at the beginning of Conan who were just like, really? We're doing another actual items?
No, yeah, I know it is. It is. When I was there, I didn't think I was like this incredible hack square, but some of the people were like, "Oh, really? We're doing that?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, we're doing. It's funny.
That's
Come
right.
on."
And also, it's an hour every damn day. So
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah,
do
that's what
something.
Conan would say.
Listen, Burak, thank you very much. I know you got to run. You're doing another podcast. Great to see you.
No,
We'll
be back.
validate your parking, my friend.
I'm
Good
sorry.
luck.
I'm sorry. Well,
We just
I'm just enjoying being near these people. They're my heroes. And wait, so we'll be right back with you, I swear.
Yeah.
Wait, we were just talking about
Steve was brilliant and extremely supportive of everyone's stuff. He was one of the guys.
Yes, and he was so
absolutely
so patient with.
He was the
me.
best.
We would be late on a Friday night trying to think of something to do. Thursday night trying to do something for Friday, and I just wore the poor man out. And you could see he would do this, and the veins would appear in his forehead. But he was nothing.
I
but
mean,
patient
I've
and
always said
generous.
that he probably.
Yeah, but you know, there was a time then when it happened like 6 weeks in a row. Every Friday, every Thursday night, a writer that we really, really enjoyed and got a kick out of would come in and quit. And that was very difficult.
Wow, because some of us felt like it was almost to like if you feel like you've thought of every idea you're going to think of, you make way for someone that it was a responsibility to.
Perhaps that was it. At the time, it seemed to be something different. But as the guy whose name was in the title of the show, I just felt like I had been gutted, because these were people who were super funny, really, really strong.
Yeah, that's. I'm surprised because the nature of a talk show, because I got to do the Conan show, and compared to SNL, it felt so much less stressful to be a writer on a talk show because every day, because of the volume business.
That's
SNL,
right.
Everything is up to that week, and also every show is more unique because it's based around a host.
Right.
Yeah.
So you feel like if you've written this joke or these sketches and they don't get on, that they're just gone. But on a talk
Sucked
show, it
into
feels
the
like
abyss.
you might get a shot.
My
down
old
the
manager,
line.
Jack Rollins, I can remember him sitting in a chair and he said, "Dave, these are like the material you're doing here is like a paper cup. You just tear it up and throw it away." And as insulting as that might seem, it was factual and the only way to live in that nonsense every night.
Right. It's ironic, though, because, yes, all that stuff felt very disposable.
I think every year, every month of late night, there was something great that was as substantial.
Trust me, I was watching. It was more than every year, every month.
as worthy of remembering as any,
Well, here's the irony,
So
is that now the internet exists and people digest a lot more stuff in short form than they do in long form.
Burak, what was the funniest bit I ever did that you like so much with your friends back there in Turkey?
Yeah.
Well, none of my friends back here in Turkey know you, but there's a couple of things that I like.
Okay.
Speaking of friends, way to make friends.
Yes. That's not going to be in the letter either, Burak. Burak, how did you come about it's Norm's podcast, that's how you first saw Steve.
Oh, that's a pretty good place to start, isn't
Right.
it?
But did you also did you
Yeah.
get to watch like Dave has a YouTube page now where
Oh, boy.
No, I'm very grateful for it. I get to watch stuff I hadn't seen in years.
You and I have to do something together. Maybe the three of us. I mean, certainly not this, but something.
That's all. I just wanted to.
I see.
I wanted to talk about a project, and we're going to do that in the next hour. Okay, Burak. How about this? What I love to
The answer
hear,
to your question, I'm sorry.
Okay, go
if I'm
ahead. No,
interrupting,
answer the
but
question.
I mainly scour YouTube for obscure clips, and if I can find anything that I like, I go to the Internet Archive for all of you guys' episodes of late.
Okay,
good.
Like back in the
Good,
80s.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, what I love to hear, the rare times anyone comes up to me, is when they say something like, you helped me through a difficult time.
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yep.
That's sort of because it's such a silly profession and it's great to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But those are the times when you feel like, you're reminded that you're serving a purpose.
Some humanity there.
on
Yep.
some- yes,
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah. So what if you did that, but in a funny way? Like, it doesn't sound funny, but if you said something like, and you would make up scenarios. So he'd know it was a joke, but like create a tragedy. Like, my grandmother was in the hospital and she was clearly, touch and go.
How about this, that Erdogan dragged her out of her house? Is that a hook there?
That is a hook.
Okay.
No, I think we should build to that, though.
Oh, okay.
So let's start with a conventional one. She's in the hospital. It was touch and go. She was miserable, going through, some kind of treatment.
Hit and run, maybe?
Run. Oh, well,
Build
because
to the
the
hit and run.
traffic
Hit and
in
run,
Turkey
okay.
is crazy.
Okay, that's going to be the next one. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
and the only thing that would make her happy was when you played the tape of individually wrapped cornflakes. You understand? And then you proceed.
Finally, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, and then the next one is like, okay, my sister-in-law was in a hit-and-run accident.
Yeah.
How about, so for example, my grandmother is only alive today because of individually wrapped cornflakes.
Beautiful. No, but maybe that's the first one is individually wrapped.
Sure.
She's only alive today, hit and run accident.
Mm-hmm.
She's only alive today because of the expression husky idlers.
Okay.
Whoa.
I heard Steve say that he came up with the expression husky idlers.
Yes, a favorite expression. Yes, we loved it.
You loved it and said it over and
weren't
over.
certain of the context, but loved the combination of words.
Yes, husky
describing
idlers.
someone as a husky idler.
Yes.
Since the dawn of civilization, eyeglass wearers have been subject to ridicule, harassment, and occasional jostling by husky idlers.
Yes, ideal.
That was something.
Good luck with that, Burak.
No, this is great. And then the third one, she was dragged, or my father was dragged by Erdogan, or maybe we build to the Erdogan one. But depending on how many, you probably only need 3.
I think 3 is the number in comedy.
3 is the
isn't
number
it?
in comedy.
Yeah.
Hard season K's and 3. So, and then the only thing, so he was being dragged. You create the scenario for us.
Somehow she was seen in public railing against the government. And Erdogan got wind of this and invited her to some sort of festivity at the state hall. Do they have a state hall in Turkey?
Sure they do.
And just as they were about to award her something lovely, they zip-tied her and took her away. And we didn't see her for the rest of the weekend.
And she said that the only thing that sustained her...
Yes, and the only thing that kept her alive, that gave her the will to live...
was watching Muj... Oh, go, you got one? I
was thinking of the fragile porcelain mice.
Is that a Steve thing?
It's a Steve O'Donnell thing, isn't it?
Fragile porcelain mice?
I don't know. She's in a pretty dire position here. Is that enough? I was going to say, was seeing Mujibur and Sirajul sing with Tom Jones.
No, what about the Velcro suit of Velcro?
Is that a Steve O'Donnell bit, though? It has to be a Steve O'Donnell.
For the purpose of this podcast, yes. Yes, it is. It's a solid Steve O'Donnell bit. She loved the Velcro suit and is alive today.
Because...
not alive today.
Well, she was alive for a while.
For a longer time than anyone expected.
What do you think of that approach? Steve would probably like it because presumably it's funny. And secondly...
Presumably. It wouldn't hold up in court, of course.
And secondly, it acknowledges Steve's contributions to the show.
I think that approach would be great. And I saw him talk about how he allowed bits about animals anthropomorphized. So maybe we could find something along that line.
That seems more like my shit.
Yeah. He might have been talking about Triumph.
That's exactly what he was
talking about.
You
know what, Burak, you should write a letter to Robert.
No.
Yeah.
I have his email address.
No, this is about Steve. We have to adhere to the rules of the podcast. Otherwise he'd be writing a letter to Dave or to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm
which
currently
you're not
moving,
allowed to
so
do.
I don't have a valid.
Yeah, no, they're completely unreachable. They're completely unreachable. But there are a few other ones you could mention. You could mention Noodles the wet dog drying off in slow motion.
Oh,
that's
fantastic.
because I watched Steve's 3-part episodes of his favorite bits.
Oh, that's
so I
great.
think that would connect him. Dog Jacks, which was something you guys had a love of fried bologna, and you made waffles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that too. Yes,
waffles that were made out of
bologna. Yeah, my mom used to make fried bologna sandwiches. They were fantastic.
Well, she didn't make waffles.
Do you have bologna in Turkey?
Not with cartoon characters, just regular bologna.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah.
Also,
could I pitch something for the sign-off of the...
We really don't have time,
yeah,
Burak.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, go ahead. Of course, go ahead, Burak, please. Pitch away.
Along the lines of animals, it's kind of a hack joke in Turkey, but maybe outside that will work. So, the phrase "love from X the country," love from Turkey the country. I also have a pet turkey, but he hates your work, like maybe something like that.
He has a pet turkey that hates Steve O'Donnell's work.
I think he would like that.
Yeah.
I think he would like that very much.
Yes.
And then I think you should also throw in his just a throwaway comment about his smile.
Yes.
And something I think you might toward the end, maybe in the salutation, the closing salutation, instead of like sincerely, maybe just you don't look like Crackle, Burak.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just throw it in at the very end.
And by the way, we're both pasty.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being pasty.
Yeah.
Comma, Burak.
Okay.
I think we're all set.
I think we are too.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you. No, it's been fun.
Thank you, Burak, and we'll follow up and see how Steve received your email.
I will tell you, he's going to answer.
Yeah.
And the only shocking thing will be how quickly.
It's the kind of guy he is.
He's a great guy.
Have you been to the United States?
Could I do a couple of update jokes for you guys?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Sure,
He wants
just
to.
ignore me. Good Christ.
He's excited about sharing a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
No, I'm going. There's a kind of a lag. So
We know. There's been a lag.
Regarding the upcoming
Even
99
before you
Ghazi
came
horse
on, there was a
race,
lag.
When I got
senior
out of the car.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So, regarding the upcoming 99th Ghazi horse race, a senior executive stated that their mission was to remind fans of the integral place of horses in culture. When pressed for further comment, the executive neighed and galloped away.
I like that.
I don't know why, but I like that.
I have another one.
Okay.
This past Monday was the birth anniversary of painter Vincent van Gogh, who was a man widely described as born before his time and died as an unknown artist. If only he'd been born now, he could be an unknown baby.
I like that also. It makes no sense, but I do like that. Yeah. Do you have another one, Burak?
Yeah, go ahead.
One other.
Yeah, let's hear another
ahead.
one. You couldn't have done this a half an hour ago?
Couldn't have interrupted.
I have one more.
Go ahead.
The municipality of Istanbul announced a new initiative to develop green spaces across the city over the next 5 years. Among the plans are even more violent big green buildings.
I like that. That's my favorite of the three.
I like the second one also, or the third one. How many did we have?
They got better as they went
Yeah, I
along.
like that.
Those are very
nice.
good.
Those are good.
Good for you.
Those are very good. We're sorry that we were so useless.
Yeah, we're just
Deliberately useless.
We don't know what we're doing.
Well, no, wait.
You would
He
open
knows about the Crackle thing.
Yeah.
That could be important.
No, he's going to
So
do
there
great.
was that.
He's going to do great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to start a Saturday Night Live in Turkey so that you can write for the weekend update.
How about
there.
that? How is that working out there?
Oh, the English one?
Yeah, the British
I
one.
have no idea.
It's nice to see Lauren.
I know
with
there's an
another stream of
Italian
income.
one.
Yes.
Oh, there's an Italian one
Yeah,
also.
that's the big. I thought was the bigger one.
But is that one a SNL sanctioned SNL?
Okay, I'm the wrong guy. I'm out of touch with all this stuff, except with Steve O'Donnell. I can help you there.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. And okay, we'll talk soon.
Okay, goodbye, you guys.
Thank you,
Best of
Burak.
luck.
Thank you,
Burak.
Best of
Burak.
luck.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Okay.
How about that? How about that? There's quite a lot there, and then also not much there. Have you kind of got that
That's the
feeling?
beauty of the show.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're asking more questions than were answered about the man. To say
I
about
like
Erdogan.
when he said it's kind of a hacky joke in Turkey.
Yeah, that's right.
I was, whoa, I want to hear about hack jokes from Turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a pretty sophisticated sense
Yeah.
of humor, which makes sense if he's a fan of you guys.
Now, did this support the premise, do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, our work here is finished, isn't it?
Essentially, it is, which means that I guess we can say thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
very much.
You've got your ham.
I got my ham, my
You've
friend.
got your
But you
stationery.
know, more than the ham, I have the memories.
Yeah.
God bless you, my friend. It's so
God
nice to
bless
see
you.
And
It's-
God bless you
bless
again.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you both. Thank you both for being in my
We
presence.
can hang out more.
Well, let's do it.
Okay. Well, let's work on a project, like you said.
Yeah, let's get something going.
Let's-
Not this year, of course, but
No,
you
no.
know,
I'm saying, you
we'll
know.
get together around Labor Day. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we will find out in a little bit how Burak did, if Steve O'Donnell received the letter, and how Steve reacted to it. After this.
Hey, it's Robert. You know what? That's plenty. We're going to put the rest in a bonus episode. Not a Patreon thing. It's free. But if you subscribe now, we'll send it right to you. Letterman, Downey, Steve O'Donnell, Burak, all headed your way. You're welcome. Humor Me with Robert Smigel and Friends is a production of iHeartMedia and Big Money Players, created by Michelle Sachs Smigel, who executive produces with her loving husband, Robert. Produced by Frank Stinky Smiley. Executive producer for iHeart, Jenna Cagle. Video producer, Daniel Goodman. Additional material by David Cyrus, edited by Robert Ash. Humor Me theme song composed and sung by Tazon Day. Don't forget to subscribe and follow to get new episodes of Humor Me each week. And while you're there, rate and review the show. That is, if you liked it. If you didn't, this conversation never happened. And we'll see you next week.